If I told you that there's a way that a custom shop can charge you anything they want, and they can even do anything they want to your car, and then you just have to pay for it, would you believe me? Well, you shouldn't, but it's true. This is a real thing. So if you see a sign like one of these signs at a shop, they're posting that sign because legally they're gonna abide by that sign. We're gonna go on a hypothetical journey today. Let's say hypothetically you have a 71 Camaro. You got this car when you're 18 years old and you love the car a lot. You hung on to it for like 10 years and now you really want to restore it because you have the money to restore the car. So you start restoring it, and before too long you get the whole car taken apart. And then the spot you have to work on your car ends up looking like this. So what do? You decide to take your car to a shop. So you search for a good shop and you find a reputable shop that's been around 20 years, done tons of cars, has great reviews. So you decide to go to that shop. And when you get there, your buddy tells you, you know, that's not the owner of this shop, that's the new owner. So things might be a little bit different. Now you might have thought that that's the first red flag, which you would be correct, but since you're new and you really just want to get your car running, get that drivetrain in there, you go ahead and drop the car off. Now for the next 2 years, you spend, one time a month calling the shop. Maybe they call you. Basically, you have a bunch of narcissistic conversations about the shop owner and what he's doing in his life and all the other cars that are around. Nothing pertaining to your car. It's a complete waste of time and it feels really, really weird. After a while, theoretically, of course, this shop has to move because of all the problems that they have at the shop. Mainly police being called because of disputes in the parking lot. So after the shop moves, now you're told it's your turn to get your car worked on. Well, you thought that you were already paying on this vehicle multiple thousands of dollars to have all of this work done to the vehicle. So what you don't know is that they're gonna get you into paint. You agree, $10,000, $12,000, that's a great paint job. So you agree to that work. When we get to about $12,000 worth of payments, then they're telling you it's gonna be quite a bit more. Let's try something budget. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have you come into the shop, you can help do the body work yourself, and that's how we're gonna save you a ton of money. After 3 weeks of working at the shop during COVID, of course, because you don't have to work, you're working on your car. Now you get hit with a $24,000 bill for a vehicle that's not even painted yet. And you're just expected to pay for this. So after tons of emails back and forth, the owner's gonna send you some kind of message like this. It's gonna say something like, your original bill is this much money, and we will settle for about half of that if you signed this non-disclosure agreement or non-disparage agreement. Now, for an agreement to be legal, it needs to be two sides. It needs to be binding on both sides, which means it has to protect and serve both sides of the argument. Are you really willing to put $20,000, $40,000 down to figure out if you're gonna win and then have to pay for the car anyways? Or are you just gonna save all of the stress, you're just gonna pay the money and get your car back so that you can just work on it and finish it and now it's your car? Yes, that's what you're gonna do. So of course, in any normal fashion, you're gonna call lawyers, you're gonna talk to the police department, you're gonna basically find out that this is a legal scam that's been ran not once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This is what the shop is known for. This is exactly what they do, and they up the ante every time. So they started with a small project. With your project, it's fairly large. They get you for about $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. Moving on, we know that there's $200,000 vehicles in that shop. So what do? What you do is you end up paying the money to get your car back, because like I said, this is the car you bought when you were 18. You drove this car to high school, you parked it in the high school parking lot, and somehow you miraculously still have the vehicle. You decide to just pay for it. You give them $10,000 and a truck to pay for the other $2,000 just to get your car back, and a condition similar to this. Yes, you've paid $50,000+ for this car on a trailer. This is exactly what shops are out here for. Zero shops ever said, I'm gonna go through all of the trouble to open a shop so that I can help people. There's so many people out there that need help with their cars. You know, I'm gonna go out and I'm not gonna take the money, and I'm not gonna lie, even though that's just on the table. We're doing this to help people for the passion, right? Right. You might be asking yourself, how does this happen? Well, in Washington State, we have what's known as an RCW code. That's a revised code of Washington. Let me know what your revised codes are in your state in the comments, just so that now we all know what they are. So anyways, the revised code basically states that if the vehicle has enough changes to it, like the engine is higher performance or a different engine, enough body parts are changed, that this vehicle is now considered a street rod, and they can basically charge you anything they want. They don't have to adhere to the 110% of the stated bid on the vehicle. They can just charge you whatever they want, and they can hold your car. Even though they hold your car for 2 years and moved it to another shop, now they're gonna try to charge you for storage. And there is a limit on that storage, and they're gonna hit that limit of what they can charge you for storage. All of this is going to be a highly stressful situation, and in the narcissist's mind, you deserved it because you're too stupid to know any better. And that's why I'm out here making videos like this, so that there's not stupid people out here and that everybody knows better. And what I would suggest doing is do the work on your car yourself. That way, when you got a car like this one, you're gonna love it different because of all the time you spent on it and all the things you've done to it and the changes that you've made to it. And that's really, to me, what loving your car is all about.